Welcome to the Addicted to DVC podcast, a deep dive into all things Disney Vacation Club. We share tips, tricks, and insider info, helping you make the most of your membership. Join us for the latest news, reviews, and interviews with DVC experts and enthusiasts. Whether you're a seasoned DVC member or considering your first contract, this podcast is for you. Now, here are your hosts, Mike Hurley and Gary Arruda.
Welcome to the Addicted to DVC podcast with Mike and Gary. This is episode 35, recorded in the DeFont Leroy Recording Studios in Sarasota, Florida, and Cranston, Rhode Island. I'm your host, Mike in Florida, joined by my cousin and co-host Gary up in Rhode Island. Good evening, Gary.
What's going on, Mike? You have a very NPR voice going on.
Yeah, I try that once in a while.
I like it. It's very calming.
To try to pause, I've noticed the past couple podcasts, it was a little crumbly right at the beginning, so I want to give it a little bit of time as we transition into the intro.
Oh, very nice. It's very. I'm a little unnerved by this new
professionalism.
I wouldn't go that far.
You wouldn't go that far, yeah. That's fair.
I'm not willing to say that, but just a different vibe we have going on. What's new in your neck of the woods?
Not much. I've watched more college basketball this week than I have probably in 5 years combined.
Then you don't enjoy it.
It's a bad product.
It's not yes, it is a bad product. The talent gap between the NBA and the college is jarring. It's amazing any of these guys go on to play in the NBA. They're so much better.
It's I don't know. It's bad. It's like a baseball card. Like I'll Wikipedia somebody, and like they've played at 4 different programs.
Well, that's not good either.
And Iowa
that's not
State
even what
this year. They're here. They're
all free agents. The messed up thing is they open the portal tomorrow. So these guys are still playing in the tournament, and they're going to be declaring for the transfer portal.
So now the one and dones are in better shape.
Yeah, that's true.
Richard Beefstick Pitino is going to be.
He'll be all over the portal.
Oh, he's all over this. He's got his guy. Just tell me how much money you need. It's beautiful.
He's already probably dialing up some of these guys still playing.
You think they're that dirty? You think when they're
Yes.
shaking hands, they're like, hey, do you want to play for me next year?
Absolutely.
You think so?
Well, these guys all have agents now, so they've been talking to the agents, giving numbers. It's all shady now. That's why Slick Rick can really thrive. He had to do it all in the shadows before. Now he could just be out in the open about it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
This is perfect for him, right?
I don't know. That he should be fired for yesterday too.
You don't for benching your best player for the last 6 minutes for no reason?
I don't understand that. You got to lose with your best player, do you not?
I don't care how bad they're playing, unless he told them he was gonna murder his family or something. There's no reason to bench
there
the
had
guy.
to have been something, because did you hear him in the post game?
Yeah, he said, he played 30 minutes.
You're asking me leading questions. You know the reason.
The reason because he shot poorly? Because
he did make a comment about how they have to have X amount of assists to win games, and they didn't. So I think he was pissed that he wasn't. That he was just chucking. Yeah, he was just chucking crap up.
I don't know. I think you're right, though. You gotta. If Michael Jordan's 0 for 23, you don't sit him out in the last 4 minutes of a game. I don't care. You got to play with him. If he's your best player, you got to ride with him. Especially in the tournament. Maybe in a January game, if you want to make a point, you could do it. You can afford a loss. You can't really afford a loss in the tournament. Pards, last time I checked, it's a one-and-done tournament.
No, you can't.
So
and that's during the Florida game. You had to keep the ball. You had to have Walter Clayton Jr. with the ball, and he did. And he was an assassin at the end.
Yeah, he played.
But you got to win or lose with him.
Yeah, if he was 0 for 10 leading up to that, he still needs the ball in his hand at the end.
Does he remind you of anybody?
Walter Clayton?
Yeah.
As far as a UConn guy, he reminds me of Shabazz Napier, just making shots out of nowhere.
He reminds me of Trae Young.
Okay, I could see that a little bit. The way he just doesn't care, 2 guys on him, just rising fire.
He creates his own shot. He doesn't have to come in off of ball screens. He creates a shot. I mean, he's good off the dribble, mid-range.
It's very frustrating because those are high difficulty shots, and he just wasn't even a doubt. They were just completely pure. You just got to tip your cap sometimes. If the best player on the court just shows up and plays good, what are you going to do?
You know what messed me up too? And I knew you were in the middle of watching the game and stuff, so I didn't want to interrupt you. But UConn has a guy whose last name is Ball,
Yeah, solo
and
ball.
Florida has a guy whose last name is Richard. Did you any correlation there, or
I didn't
is it
think
just
about
my
that.
immature mind
Maybe
going,
it's just your immature mind. Good thing they weren't playing Kansas with
"Oh,
Grady
with
Dick.
Dick, Grady
Yeah,
Dick"?
yeah, that's very immature. Where'd that come from?
I have it queued up to that station because I'd rather have that one than the Triple Bume.
Yeah, you like that better now?
It's just a lot dumber, isn't it? I
It's
mean,
very dumb.
what I can do is I can just get them all into the
This
soundboard
seems to
number
be fun.
one.
Yeah, of course. So what's going on today? What's our topic at hand, partner?
We've got a few things that we're going to talk about today, Pards. We're going to talk about the new DVC lounge. That was a surprising opening, wasn't it? Nobody had this on their bingo card, I don't think.
I think they said summer, right?
Well, I mean, summer with Disney could be
September
Halloween
20th.
time.
Yeah, exactly. I was very surprised that it opened in March. So the new DVC lounge at Magic Kingdom, it's called McKim's Mile House. It's in Frontierland. It's where the shooting arcade used to be. And obviously aesthetically it fits in with Frontierland, but it's not much different than the Epcot lounge. It doesn't offer anything different.
It's gorgeous inside. I don't know if you've watched any YouTube.
I've seen
It is
some videos of it.
absolutely gorgeous, isn't it?
It's really nice. I love the theming of it. I like that style. But I'm just saying there's nothing unique about it as far as the lounges. It's the same as the one probably in Disneyland
Yeah, they have
that
the
you went to.
freestyle soda machines. I think they may have upgraded those into the
Okay.
Epcot ones.
A few snacks,
Yep.
charging things. Obviously, it's just a nice little retreat for people where you can get away and plug in your phone for 30 minutes and have a drink and take in some air conditioning. Like I said, it's in Frontierland. It's an Old West inspired. It fits in with the theme. It looks like it's been there forever, really.
Apparently, the name of the lounge is named after an Imagineer.
Yeah, Sam McKim.
Yep.
So it pays tribute to him, and he was the original concept artist who shaped the original Frontierland at Disneyland. So I guess mile houses were a thing in the old days when you were trying to get out west. You'd have to stop at these mile houses and stay overnight and
Yeah.
have a meal and stuff. So McKim's Mile House. They were like hotels offering travelers a place to rest and recharge along their journey. And it's basically right near the Country Bear Jamboree.
Mm-hmm.
It has wood floors, hand-carved stone fireplace. There's a second floor boarding room, so those are like the hotel rooms. Obviously, they're just for decoration. It's just a set piece. You can't go up the stairs, but you can see
It
it.
looked like
which is
all the
pretty cool.
names on the doors were also named after Frontier Imagineers as well.
Yeah, so it says one room is dedicated to Barnabas T. Bullion, the fictional owner of the Big Thunder Mountain Mining Company. So his name is in Big Thunder Mountain. Another pays homage to Mark Davis, the Disney legend. And then obviously Sam McKim is the name of the whole place. So there's lots of seating. Again, we talked about that Coke Freestyle machine. So complimentary soft drinks, Wi-Fi. I mean, there's Wi-Fi everywhere, but the Wi-Fi in there. Member service advisors, they'll be in there. Don't worry about that.
Oh, they will help you with any add-on itis you may have.
But you said they're not pushy. They just
Not
come
at
in and
all.
say hi. Yeah, it's
Oh,
not
yeah,
like
not at all. No,
just
it's
like everywhere else. They're not
yeah.
really that pushy. Apparently they even have charging cords. So if you don't have a cord and you want to plug it in,
Ooh, I did not know that.
first come, first serve basis, but you can ask for some charging cords while you're there. Yeah, it's nice designs, very relaxing. Kind of feels like Wilderness Lodge a little bit. Reminds me of the Boulder Ridge lobby a little bit, doesn't it? With the higher ceilings
Yeah.
and the fireplace, laid back atmosphere. It's open from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. You have to be a member with extra benefits, so a blue card, if you will.
Mhm.
A member can bring up to 4 guests per membership card or the number of guests on their reservation. No automatic re-entry, so I'm sure there's waits, especially now that it's brand new. Personal cups cannot be used with the Coke Freestyle machine, so you can't fill up your Stanley with 64 ounces of Coca-Cola.
Thank you for clarifying that.
These are the rules that are on there. I'm just reading it.
Fair.
That's probably common sense, but I'm sure some people have already tried to fill up their other mugs. But it's cool. I mean, I'm sure that's something that you're going to check out the next time.
Of course. That'll be a stop now. I'll just do Carousel of Progress, the Wedway People Mover, and
In the
then go hit
lounge.
the lounge and then get the heck out of there, right?
Yeah. Now that there's 2 lounges at Disney World, does that $99 thing seem more worth it for you so you don't have to wait to get into the lounge?
Well, here's the thing, is that there is a wait to the lounge. People were going, and there were people on the wait list,
Yeah.
and they didn't honor the cut in front. I'm like,
Oh,
but
really?
isn't that the reason why you paid for that? Like, that would be the only thing that I use that $99 benefit for.
Pretty much, yeah. That's very strange. So they weren't on is it because it was brand new or maybe they
They're
didn't get the
thinking it's
kinks
because
worked
it's
out?
brand new, but it's kind of a wait and see because I will be teed
Yeah. If I
if
paid the
that.
hun
Yeah,
of course. Yeah,
I
that
think this is a cluster. I don't even think they know how this thing works.
that
This skip
the
the
whole
line
thing in
thing.
general, that
Yeah, you
pass,
saying that their technology is up to date
that's
to
a good point.
be able to handle this?
Yeah, how would they even know? They'd have 2 lines. It's a very
Because from what I
strange.
understand, it's like your typical paging when you are waiting for your dining
Yeah,
reservation.
yeah, or like if you go to Nomad Lounge and you wanna get put on the
Yeah,
wait
so they're
list.
paging people, telling you have, like, 20 minutes to get there. And then
Right,
apparently, like, you could respond and somebody could actually read the text. So they said, like, if you're on a ride or you're in queue, you can text us back and we can put you. I mean, it's gonna be a disaster for a
for a
while, I
while,
think.
because it doesn't look like it fits more than maybe 30 people.
Yeah, it looks really small, and it's one of those, I mean, there is limited seating, so if you're 2 people on a 4 top, I'm just gonna say, "Hey,
I'm
I'm Mike.
sitting
How you doing?
Yeah.
Because 'Cause I'm not gonna stand if there's available seating."
Yeah, I mean, it's not like that, it's just a lounge. It's not like you're sitting down with someone at the quick service in Mexico and just pulling
Which
up
I
your
have
stuff.
no problem doing, as you're well aware.
No, you do the same thing there, just plop your tray down at the table.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, why not? We're all friends at Disney, right? Anything else about the lounge? You think they'll end up doing one in
Yes.
each park now?
Yeah, because when we went, to the annual meeting a year ago, myself, Angry Newfield Jr., and Joe Quat, they said that they were gonna open up a lot of them,
Okay.
and they added the one in, Disney Springs, so I think it only makes sense that you're gonna have 'em in all the theme parks.
I mean, it's about the easiest thing they can do, and there's plenty of dead space at all the theme parks.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's good. I don't mind it. Again, I don't get to use it, but I don't mind that
Well,
they
you'd
put in
come
that.
with me if we were on a trip.
Oh, sure. But just in general, like, it's not something I can do normally, and that's okay. Anything else you wanna talk about with the lounge?
No,
It
no,
was quick, though, you're right, it was very quick because I feel like the
very
shooting arcade
surprising.
closed
Yeah.
in, like, July or August, right?
Yeah, less than a year ago. Because I remember it still being around.
Yeah.
I almost think I could be wrong. I almost think I saw it in September when I did Tiana's, but I may be wrong.
I think it
They
was
might have had the
gone
wall up.
I think it was gone when I did my summer trip,
Okay.
but I could be wrong again, and I could be thinking of December when it was closed, so it might have been, yeah, end of the year. Now that would be cool if they still had it, where, like, you could go in and use, like, do the shooting and still have the Coke machine and stuff.
That would be pretty cool.
I like that thing, the shooting arcade, that was always cool to
Yeah,
me.
I did it when I was a kid. I always liked it. It's just so old school, isn't it?
It's very old school, they still have them at, like, Hampton Beach and stuff, and
Oh, do they?
Yeah, I'll pay the money for those, that's fun to me. because all the stupid animatronic things go off when you hit the target.
Yeah, and the dopey sounds.
Yeah. You know where they have one, which
Where's
is
that?
weird, is at the Bass Pro Shop. I went to the one, they have one in Foxborough near the Patriots Stadium.
What do you go there for?
They have like a big thing at Christmas. They have like Meet Santa, and I just walked around with
Okay.
the girls. So, but they have that shooting arcade with the air guns in it. Like all the animals do different things. It's very cool. I like those.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
So the next piece of DVC news, we talked about this a couple months ago. The 2026 DVC member cruise, when they first announced it.
Yep.
We talked about it. The Northern Europe, what do they call itinerary? That's the word I was looking for. So they just released the pricing.
Okay.
Have you looked at this yet?
No, Susie got the email, and she told me this afternoon when we were watching college basketball that the pricing did come out. So remind me, is it 7 nights?
That's a good question. It doesn't even say on this. I'm just looking at the pricing. Give me 1 second. I will find out. 7-night journey to Northern Europe. Yep. So 7 nights. That's the same as yours was, correct?
Yeah,
You
that's
did?
right. Yep.
Do you remember what you paid per person?
Yeah, I do. Total, we were around 7,600, I want to say. So
Okay.
37 maybe a person, I want to say.
Okay. So the pricing isn't too far off. So the cheapest option is the standard inside stateroom. And if you wanted to use your points, it would be 370 points per person.
That's crazy, isn't it?
For the cash price of $3,389 per person. So for two, you're at 67.78 or 740 points.
Okay.
For a deluxe ocean view stateroom with veranda, which I think is the room you had, right?
I did the family one.
Okay, we'll check that. These are just a few examples. They have everything on the attachment. But a ocean view stateroom with veranda is 419 points per person, 838 points for two. That comes out to 38.38 per person, or 76.76 for two people.
Wow.
And if you wanted to, a concierge family ocean view stateroom with veranda, the Zach Till special,
Which is already sold out because that is the first thing to sell.
even on the member cruise.
Yes.
Like this one's sold out, or you just know because it always sells out.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be sold out.
I gotcha. That would be 770 points per person, 1,540 points for two people, $7,053 per person. So for two people, it would be $14,106. And that's just the base cruise price. If you want to do the Adventure by Disney London Escape, a 2-day pre-cruise package, that will run you,
of course,
an additional $7,000 for two people.
Of course.
So if you did the concierge suite plus the Adventures by Disney, you're looking at $20,000 for two people.
Yeah, let's go. And then we'll add on some food and your excursions and
So let's see. I'm trying to zoom into the rest here. Which it's not letting me. Let's see. Why won't it let me zoom in on this? Here we go. No, that's useless. Well, obviously there's a lot of different levels to this. It looks like there's maybe 15 to 20 different room types. So the cheapest one, obviously,
it's the inside room,
$33.89, and then the most expensive concierge family view is $7,053 per person. Now, the website I'm looking at here says if you want to compare it to other cruise lines for a similar itinerary, a Celebrity Cruise offers a 7-night Norwegian sailing in a balcony stateroom for about $4,300 total for 2 people. So that's about half the price.
Oh, okay. So this is the beat up Disney pricing.
No, just a comparison, and I know you get different stuff on the Disney, and the DVC cruise is obviously very different. It's just interesting to me because I don't know anything about cruising. I know Disney is generally one of the more expensive, if not the most expensive, but obviously people know that when they go
Yeah, they
into
do.
it, and they're still willing to pay it, so it has to offer something more, and I think probably the lack of gambling,
I mean, for me,
the
the DVC, I
family-friendly
told you,
atmosphere.
it changed my life. I loved it. But to use your sister for an example, and
Yes.
she will pay the premium all day. So I'd like to get her on the show eventually, or eventually, she's been on a number of times, just to pick her brain because she's on the frugal side
Yeah,
and she has no problem spending the
more.
extra money.
Yeah.
So I'd just be interested what value proposition she sees in DCL.
Yeah. Well, she hasn't done any other ones, so that is a good point. The one thing I like about the member cruise is it's not just in the Caribbean, or it seems like every other year, right? This year's was in the Caribbean.
Yes, this year is going to be in the Caribbean, but last year was the first European cruise.
So
And when
obviously, I was gonna say it must have been pretty popular because they're
it
going
was
back.
huge. It
Yeah.
was huge because I don't know when I was at the meetings last December, I was
Mhm.
talking to the head of DVC, and he wasn't sure when they were gonna do another one.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if this just all of a sudden popped up or if it was in the works and he didn't wanna say anything, but he said it was extremely popular, but we don't know when we're gonna do another one. Well, ends up it's gonna be 2 years and a couple months from the date of the first one, the Mediterranean one.
Yeah, obviously that was popular enough, and there was enough clamoring for it where they wanted to go back. Do you know if the one you were on sold out?
It did not. It
Okay.
was close, but it did not, and they do limit the number, so there's not a lot of people on these cruises, which is huge. So, okay, so maybe that's where the cost comes into, is you're paying a little bit of extra so that
Mm,
it's not crowded and the pools aren't crowded, and not that I cared about the pools, because when you're going to Europe, you're getting off the ship and running around.
yeah, true.
You know, if you're going to Castaway Cay for the 13th time, you might say, "You know what? Let's stop and, Cabanas is gonna be dead. We'll get a good or good lunch and just stay on the boat and do some shows and activities and do the pools."
Yeah, absolutely. So I was at a work event last week, and I was speaking, and I had an example of I brought up Disney as an
You
example.
had to speak?
Yeah, I was speaking at the event parts.
Now, in front of people?
Yeah,
How many?
like 40 something.
That's not too bad. So did you have to
No,
get out was it one of those with the microphone? And it
no,
would say, like,
I was able
Sheridan or
to project. It was a it was a PowerPoint doing my being a good corporate stooge, like you like to say.
so what did you have to do? Let's take it back a little bit. You had to give, like, numbers or talk about your district or
We were talking about it was like a training event for store associates, teaching them how to like deal with the customers, what questions to ask, how to be better customer service people,
open-ended questions.
things like that.
Yeah.
Yes. But one of the examples we were talking about building relationships with customers, and I said that I have a lot of customers that are big Disney World fans, and so am I, and we talk about that and we bond over that and joke about it. And then one of the guys came up to me at one of the breaks, and he was like, "Oh, I just got back from Disney. I'm a DVC member, blah blah blah." And he's telling me all this good stuff. He's like, "You ever been on the Disney cruise?" So these people, all these Disney people, love the cruise. He actually was on the cruise as well. He said he was on the cruise and he stayed at Disney for a few days.
What cruise was he on?
I don't
Just a
remember.
random out of, like, Port
Yeah,
Canaveral or
yeah, just a
okay.
Caribbean one. Yeah, not. I don't remember which ship. One of the. I want to say he said like the Fantasy, but I don't remember.
Yeah, they're all crazy.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say we're all crazy.
Yes. Oh, it's a good thing. And then where do you own? Saratoga. Oh, me too. Blah, blah, blah.
What was his deal?
What's
What
that?
was his number?
I didn't ask that.
You don't ask the good questions, do you?
He only had one contract though, but he bought in 2003, so he's had it for a while.
Yeah, and he's at Saratoga.
Yeah. I think he said he paid $89 a point direct.
Ugh.
So that's pretty sweet, isn't it?
You know what you should have? You could have like your own little Site One Disney group.
I'm sure there's plenty. I know there's other people.
You could create a little Facebook group there, Parts.
Yeah, that's true.
Start pushing for like your corporate meetings to be at the Swan and Dolphin.
Oh, we have one. They do a customer Disney World trip every year. If you spend enough money, you get to go on the trip, take your family and stuff.
Are you to that level yet where you can go down there and schmooze, or you still gotta?
Give me like maybe 3 or 4 more years, Pards, and I could.
And
probably
then you're
start
gonna be
squeezing-
done.
Yeah. Because I was
Walking around
talking.
in your penny loafers and khakis.
I was talking to my regional vice president, and we were bonding over the Disney stuff, and he loves it, and he never used to go, and now he's like addicted to it. And he went on that trip, and they stay at the yacht club, and they do like the convention stuff there. He's like, "Oh, you'll have to come sometime." I'm like, you just tell me, I'll be there. So I'm close.
Yeah, they gotta use their assets.
That's
You're a
right.
big corporate guy and a Disney guy. You'd be perfect
Exactly.
on these events.
Exactly. But you just mentioned one thing, and people they love talking about it. Us Disney nerds love to connect with other Disney nerds, don't we?
Yeah, we're so bad, aren't we?
But anyway, anything else on the member cruise you want to talk about?
No. We could probably wrap things up because my third topic I think is going to take a while.
Yeah, you want to just go table that for next week?
Yeah, you want to tease it?
Well, let's say what it is, and then we can get some feedback from the listeners as well.
From the listeners, yeah.
So the last piece of news we were going to talk about, and then we had a topic, which we'll do next week, is a recent shareholder meeting. Disney CEO Bob Iger addressed whether or not there were going to be any more standalone DVC resorts. And he was pretty emphatic in saying absolutely not. So no
Which
more.
doesn't come shocking to us.
No, I'm not surprised by that at all. There's not going to be another Aulani or a Hilton Head or a Vero Beach. So that news is not shocking. But what you wanted to talk about was if we were going to build another one, where are some good places
Yeah.
that you'd like to see? So if you out there listening have any suggestions, Mike, tell them where they can reach us and give us those suggestions.
You can either email us at info@addictedtodvc.com or on our Facebook group, DVC Addicts.
Yeah, so connect with us over there.
Next week, we'll discuss different resorts, locations, amenities, etc. We're basically going to be building new resorts for Iger and Company.
Now, I assume, actually, I know for a fact that because of the real estate and everything, DVC has to be in the United States. Are we beholden to that as well?
No, we don't have to. No, we can go worldwide.
All right.
Our lawyers will be able to figure it out.
You think so? Okay.
Yes.
That's fine. But I know that is, like, they can never expand outside of the United States for that reason. Because there's some in the U.S. It's some weird legality from what I understand. Because that'd be pretty cool. Well, we'll talk about it next week.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil anything, but obviously the wheels are turning about that. Yeah, so next week we'll talk about the top 5 locations of where.
Or 5-ish. I think I have 4 right now, but.
Well, you got a whole week to think about it.
Yeah, we do.
So top 5 places that you'd love to see a standalone DVC resort. And I would love to hear from you where you think would be a great place to build another DVC resort, even though it sounds like it's not going to happen, at least not under Iger's reign of terror.
Who knows? They may be listening.
Oh, you think he's listening?
I wouldn't rule it out.
I wouldn't rule it out as he stays at the Four Seasons instead of one of his Disney properties.
That's that's good, isn't it?
That was shocking to me when I heard that.
Eating at an off-campus steakhouse. I like the grill much better than Yachtsman. Yeah, I don't blame you, Bobby. I do too.
Like, it's fine, I guess, but it's really bad optics. Like,
Of course it is.
it's so dumb. Like, our dumpy hotels aren't good enough for our CEO. He's got
Not even our dumpy hotels. He could stay at the best of the best.
Right. I mean, he could have a whole floor at a hotel if he wanted.
I'm sure the Four Seasons is better than the Grand Floridian.
Oh yeah.
I mean, their resort's a 4-star at the max, and the Four Seasons is a 5. And
But if you're the CEO of McDonald's, you can't go on your lunch
eat at
break to Burger King.
I know you can't. It looks so bad, doesn't it?
I don't care if there's better. Like, it just doesn't work that way.
It just goes to show how out of touch he is, though, doesn't it?
Like, it's like just hubris, like he wouldn't get caught. Like, he's very recognizable.
Here, or I don't know what the deal is. It's just a horrible look, isn't it?
Very bad look. I don't know. It's just so funny. Like, that's the problem, though. Everyone just laughs at it. Like, oh.
Yeah, it's just the state of Disney right now.
I don't know. It's so dumb. At least he didn't stay at like the new Universal Hotel,
Which I heard is gorgeous, especially for the price point.
I'm sure their hotels seem nice.
Yeah, they do seem nice.
Anyway, I don't have anything else. Do you?
No, I'll bring us home. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at DVC Addicts. Email the show info@addictedtodvc.com and join our Facebook group, DVC Addicts. For my cousin and co-host Gary in Rhode Island, I'm Mike in Florida. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you again next week.
Thank you for listening to the Addicted to DVC podcast with Mike and Gary. We want to hear from you. Email us at info@addictedtodvc.com and follow us on all socials at DVC Addicts. We appreciate you being a part of our DVC community, and we'll see you again on our next episode. Thanks again for listening, and welcome home.